Do you feel scattered, lose your keys, forget appointments? It might be time to sharpen up your mind. Well, for Brain Week, Marc Poulin from the Cummings School of Medicine at U of C is here to help us keep our brains sharp and healthy, but also to tell us about some new dementia research as well. Good morning to you, Marc.
Hi, Leah. How are you?
Thank you for being here. I'm really well, thank you. So many people, I think, are losing track of their brain and they're just not exercising it and using it as much as they need to keep it super sharp. But you're suggesting that there are ways to do that, to keep our brain sharp. What should
Absolutely.
we do?
Well, there's a number of things we can do. So firstly, exercise is good. So physical activity, and in particular aerobic exercise, we know that that will actually help the brain improve. There's a lot of research that is pointing in that direction.
Wonderful.
There's also eating a heart-friendly diet.
Okay.
That's very important.
Is that about vascular health?
That's about vascular health, yes.
Right.
So
okay.
that's a sort of diet that's also friendly for the brain.
Okay.
It's also taking care of your heart. So things like smoking, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, these are conditions that will affect the blood vessels and in the heart, and also they will lead to risk of heart attack or stroke, which will also contribute to risk of developing dementia later in life.
Wonderful.
There's also social engagement, really important too.
Yes, we were talking about that earlier on the show, how important it is to stay socially active.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to do all kinds of stuff to engage with in a social way. So volunteering is a good way to do that, for example. The other thing is to challenge your brain with all kinds of activities. So reading, crossword puzzles, looking at
Sudoku and stuff like that?
Sudoku, those sorts of things. A new musical instrument, a new language, taking art classes. These are all excellent activities that help stimulate the brain.
Wonderful. Okay, so lots of things there to keep your brain sharp. Now, you were actually looking more into this idea of exercise and the brain. Tell me about the Brain in Motion study.
Well, the Brain in Motion study was a study where we took some healthy individuals over the age of 50 and put them on an exercise program.
Right.
And they were, we trained them, we put them on an exercise program for 6 months, and then we looked at the changes in brain health. So in terms of the blood vessels in the brain, look at the changes in cognitive skills, cognitive abilities. This is a photo here showing some of the prepping participant for a sleep study. That's part of the Brain in Motion.
Okay.
To look at the changes in sleep as well. And what we found
What did you find? Yeah.
is that there's an improvement in the function of blood vessels in the brain after 6 months of exercise, and that also contributes to some of the changes in cognitive functions that we see.
Wow, so it really is important to stay active.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Now that research, of course, leads you to more research, and the second level of this study.
That's right. So we are now, so the first study was in a relatively healthy group of individuals, and now we're looking at individuals who have certain risks that may predispose them to dementia later in life. And these are things like high blood pressure, people who are smokers, people who might be overweight, and who have diabetes. And we're trying to, we know that some of these factors in midlife may have an impact or a higher risk of developing dementia later in life. So what we want to do is reproduce the Brain in Motion study, but with people who are at a higher risk of developing dementia, and see if we can reverse in a way some of those.
And reduce some of those risks.
Those risks, yeah.
Oh, fascinating. And you're actually looking for participants.
Absolutely. We're just getting started now. We're looking for about 260 participants.
Wow.
Between the ages of 50 and 80 years of age. And again, these are individuals who will have vascular risk factors or vascular risk that may contribute to dementia. And they should be sedentary, so that means spending probably more time sitting than being active, based on the Canadian guidelines. And we will follow them for 18 months.
18 months, wow.
Yeah. So,
and I always tell people, if you're looking for really good care, get in a study.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They will have a whole battery of testing to test their physiology, their body functions, and the brain functions as well. So
Wonderful. Well, and you'll have to get in touch with us when you've got some results from that study as well.
that sounds great.
Marc, thank you so much, and happy Brain Week.
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks so much.